Oregon Ducks, Dan. Let's talk about the Oregon Ducks. Your beloved Oregon Ducks. I am looking at this schedule right now, and there are a couple things that I think are fairly obvious to me. September should be a breeze. September should be a breeze. Should be a maybe?
I worry about Lubbock a little bit. Not a lot. I think Oregon's more talented than Texas Tech.
You think that? I think that the raw Tyler Shuck energy is going to come back to bite the Ducks? Is that what we're thinking?
I just think year 2 of a wide open passing offense and what Oregon needs to show to America in terms of its own defense. You know, I don't look at it as automatic. I like Oregon there. I don't think it's automatic, and I don't, as your term, I don't think it's a Brady breeze.
This is how you know you're a fan of a team.
Yeah.
Because I look at this and I say Portland State, Texas Tech, Hawaii, Colorado, and Stanford.
Sure. The best of Oregon should have no problem
and
with
you
that.
Look at it and you say, I don't know how I feel about Texas Tech. I would do the exact same thing talking about any of my teams. So kudos to you. You just validated your Oregon fandom.
Yeah.
But beyond September, they do go to Washington and Utah. Washington's off a bye. Oregon's coming off a bye. The USC game is at home. Oregon State is at home. There are a few potential traps on here.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
But I think by and large, this is set up well for Oregon.
Sure.
They don't have to go to Tucson, right? That's always a good thing.
Love it.
And if you're an Oregon fan, you know, you rightly point out a couple of the road spots and situationally, right, could get weird here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I feel pretty good about this from afar with no vested emotional interest in the Ducks.
I feel good about it right now based on my interpretation and expectation for teams in the Pac-12, which is based in some fact and some gut and some just historical fear on my part as an Oregon fan. It's very, and I think you have the sound at the ready, it's very buffery.
Buffer zone.
There are
The
buffers.
Oregon schedule.
Yeah, there are buffers.
It feels, that's what I wrote down, very buffery that they have a bye before Washington, which Washington also does before that game. They have Wazoo at home before they travel to Utah. I think Wazoo will be fine. I just don't think there's upper-level talent there, and there's a lot of shuffling in and out of that program right now. They have Cal before USC, and they're at ASU, and that's that short week because it's the Friday. I think it's Black Friday when they're playing
that's right.
Platypus Cup or whatever we're calling it now. And look, I expect ASU to eventually be feisty. I just think it's, once again, an overhaul job with a first-year head coach and no clear, decent quarterback to me. And so I look at ASU, despite the recent history of Oregon being in a great place and losing on the road in Tempe, I think it is buffery. And I guess the letdown look-ahead sandwich would be that ASU game on the road because it's between USC and Oregon State. And as you mentioned, they miss Arizona, which is always wonderful. They destroyed them in the desert last year, which felt great.
Yeah.
And they miss UCLA as well. Always happy to miss UCLA and Chip Kelly because at any given time, even without Zach Charbonnet, DTR, whatever, they're going to have weaponry. The transfer receivers should be good. I'm in on UCLA medium term. I think short term they're going to be fine, but nothing crazy. And so I guess the conditional fettuccine Alfredo tie is if Wazoo is feisty.
Conditional.
That becomes difficult after the bye.
The conditional fettuccine. I got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think it's fine. I think there's a great opportunity for Oregon. And again, we'll get into this on the proper team and conference preview portion of the calendar. I think if Oregon plays to its talent level, they're able to stay a little bit healthier, especially at quarterback. And the transfers work out. Some of the rotational freshmen, especially up front on defense, work out. It's a new look secondary. If it works out around expectation, this should be a double-digit win team.
I agree
with this schedule.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Provided they don't drop a dumb one. And I don't think any team in college football is above the dumb ones, but certainly the more talent you add to your roster, the less likely those things are, I think, to happen. That's probably debatable. But
I don't write in at Utah as a win. I do not.
I don't write it in either.
At Washington. Yeah.
I don't write it in either, but I see Washington, Utah, and USC as the most obvious losses. And if you told me they're going to win 2 of those 3, I'd sign up for that. I would say, I don't know which 2. I know 2 are on the road. But you lose 2 of those, you win the rest of your games, which seems plausible. You hit that over 9.5.
Sure.
You get the 10 wins. So
in order, I think I'm most worried about at Washington, USC, at Utah.
I think that's the right order. Yeah.
Because at the heart of my fear is quarterback. And I'm not there right now with Cam Rising, although, again, he's shredded Oregon previously, but coming off of the ACL. I'm honestly, I think it's a toss. I think they can win all three of those games.
Sure. Oh, I agree.
I think the best of Oregon can win those 3 games because these are not perfectly aligned teams. So I think Oregon is built as well this year for a big run as they have been in recent history.